Hello ladies and gentlemen, toy enthusiasts and those new to Tough Nerd Toys LLC. I'm your host Uncle Nerd, and welcome to another exciting episode of Busted Open. Busting it open since 2007, and today we'll be reviewing Neca Star's original series Ash vs. Evil Dead action figures. Ash vs. Evil Dead is an American comedy horror television series developed by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi and Tom Spezialy, I think that's how it's pronounced, for the Starz Network, filmed in New Zealand. It is set in Raimi's Evil Dead universe, with Bruce Campbell reprising his role as Ash Williams, and acts as a sequel to the original trilogy. The series is set approximately 30 years after the first three Evil Dead films, and serves as a sequel to the trilogy. Ash Williams works at the value stop as a simple stock boy. Also working at the store is his friend Pablo, and the object of Pablo's affections, Kelly. Ash has seemingly done very little with his life since returning from 1300 AD at the end of Army of Darkness, and the beginning of the series sees him living in a trailer drinking alone in bars. However, Ash must soon renounce his routine existence and become a hero once more by taking up arms and facing the titular Evil Dead. Pablo and Kelly decide to join him on this quest to save humanity as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to bust open the package, check out the figures, and see if this guy is worth the scratch.
Come get some.
Okay, so here we have the Ash vs. Evil Dead action figure series 1. Now I do have the other action figures. I'm missing a set, but because I did buy it, it was the Bloody Ash with the other two dead-eyed children, or like the little demon children that that were born during season 2 of Ash vs. Evil Dead. This is the show I absolutely love. I love the comedic action horror aspect of it. I love the gore. I love the little campy one-liners that Ash does. I've always been a fan of Evil Dead. So, I mean, it's only natural that I had to get these figures and stuff like that. And I absolutely love them. I mean, I have the first ones from, if you look back on the channel, yeah, the video's a little bit crappy because I was still experimenting and everything like that. But if you look back on the NECA, one of my NECA playlists on the channel, on the Tough Nerd Toys channel here, rather, you'll see that I did a Ash versus, it was just a regular Evil Dead action figure. I think it was Evil Dead 2, I'm not sure. But yeah, they do a wonderful job with these figures, and I'm so happy that they decided to do Ash vs. Evil Dead figures. And now, so far, right now, I have, like I said before, I do have, I don't know where I put them at. I have no idea where I put them. It's around here somewhere, but it's the Ash, the Bloody Ash, and I was going to include it in this video, but I couldn't find them. So I'll do another video because I have other Evil Dead action figures that I want to review anyway. But yeah. The box comes in the box is a nice little window box. You gotta pardon the little scuff marks right here. I've had these for like a minute and I've been meaning to review them. But the box is a typical standard window box. It's very nice. It displays a figure right here. Has a nice image of Bruce Campbell right here, Ash vs. Evil Dead. You got like a nice little image on the back, product image on the back, and NECA does some wonderful work, and they've been improving their quality. Yeah, every now and then you run into a little, quality issue, but if you call them and let them know, like, look, such and such and such, they have no problem with replacing the item, especially if you got like the receipt or something like that. And right here it says on the back, it says Ash vs. Evil Dead follows Ash, the stock boy, aging Lothario and chainsaw-handed monster hunter who has spent the last 30 years avoiding responsibility, maturity, and the terrors of Evil Dead. When a deadite plague threatens to destroy all of mankind, Ash is finally forced to face his demons, personal and literal. Destiny, it turns out, has no plans to release the unlikely hero from its evil grip. So yeah, that's what's going on with Ash and everything like that. And you got the other one right here. This is him in his value stop outfit, which is pretty much, if you watch the first season, this is the outfit he had on from the beginning. And this is him when he starts putting on his straps and everything. He gets back into the sway of things, of being like the Deadite killer and the Redeemer, so on and so forth. Yeah, it says the same thing here as well, but it has some beautiful images. You got Eligos right here. You have him in his, the value stop outfit right here. And this one I think is this is the one I'm going to be playing with the most, and I like it the most so far. And for some reason, I was surprised that they did the Eligos figure, because I absolutely loved it when they first debuted it. And he was the one like that. He was like a mind demon and stuff like that. The show is absolutely awesome. And I mean, like, it's a show that if you are going to invest in it, you can't take it too serious. I mean, it's an action comedy horror. It's on the realm of the very first one. So I mean, like, if you like action, comedy, horror, and I mean, and it's extremely gory and graphic, then this show is for you. If not, you're not going to get it. You're going to think it's horrible. You're going to think it's trash and lowbrow, so on and so forth. But yeah, this is good right here. And yeah, it has the same description right here. I guess, they didn't give them their own little bio or anything like that. But I mean, like, they all look great. They all look great. The box is awesome. Nice little Ash versus Evil Dead right there. Logo on the side here. Neca down there. The movie image of him right here, which is cool right there. So you can see, compare it to the likeness of the figure and everything. Typical box. All of them are pretty much in the typical standard box. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to bust these guys open. And I will be right back to let you see how these guys look outside of the pack. And we're back. So we have the 3 guys here outside of the package, and they came with, Ash. I would say value store Ash comes with the Deadite doll, or the possessed doll. If you've seen the show, you've seen this doll before. She was the one that was trying to bite him and everything like that when he first found out that he was back in he was being attacked by the Deadites again. And it comes with the alternate head as well. Let's back that up. I don't know why my pipes are clanking like that. If you can see his face right there. His face. That's the alternate head right there, which looks pretty good. And he has, this is him right here. This is the, what's that? The value store Ash. And you can put like the, like, he doesn't, I mean, like the heads are interchangeable and stuff like that. I mean, it's typical. It's typical, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think they did a pretty good job with Ash right here. Looks pretty good. You got like his nice little ID badge right there. Again, I'm having issues focusing again. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Can you see it? Can you see his badge? Come on. Got his pocket protector and everything like that. Now, the facial representation of him looks spot on. It's actually really, really good. Even though Bruce Campbell is aged pretty hard, if you ask me, it looks good. I'm having so many issues with this thing today. I don't know. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, but he looks good. It has limited mobility. I mean, like, it's a typical standard articulation that you get with most NECA figures. Up, down, got a little swivel at the wrist, so on and so forth. Not much of a leg spread or anything like that. Goes forward, goes back. I mean, typical of what you would expect. I think it's pretty good. Now, as far as the paint on him, or like the molding of the paint or whatever, the paint is like molded into the plastic. So you're not getting like, you're not like getting any like heavy detailed paint, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all, because you can see some detail. You can see some wear and brush marks and everything like that they tried to input within the figure and everything like that. And this nice little mark on his face, if you look real good right here, you can see like the scar on his face and everything. They did a pretty good job with him. They did a pretty good job. So we're gonna go to Hero Ash right here. Let's just stand him right here. And yeah, you got the doll. Yeah, I showed you the doll and everything like that. His alternate head. I don't feel like popping it on right now. You can just pop it on. And this one right here, I actually really like this one right here. I really like it. Great character likeness to the one on the show. Got the nice little man spread in the midsection and everything like that. Now, the only problem I have is that NECA likes to give the weapons that they give them are a little bit short or stubby, or like they just seem like they skimp on the weapon design. Like, because, all right, you look at the chainsaw right here, right? I figure it should be a little bit longer, just a little bit longer and a little bit more bigger to like emphasize the danger of it, or like, how menacing it is. And the shotgun is like a little bit small. I would at least like the weapon to be at least to like out here a little bit, And you can put it on its holster in the back and everything like that. Same articulation as this guy over here. Great detail. They got nice little, no, this strap isn't removable or anything like that. But yeah, he's very good. They did a great job on him. He looks pretty good. And I like the shoes, because the way they did the shoes is actually like they did like a brush wear type of paint on it, to where it looks like it's worn. And you have some nice lines and details within the sculpt and everything like that. You can interchange the hands, and these are the other parts that Hero Ash came with. Let me grab him right here without trying to knock him over. Bring this back a bit. I don't know what's going on with my focus. My focus is acting real funky today for some reason. There we go. And he has the alternate hand right here that he can that you can pop off and put on. This piece right here, I'm gonna have to finagle around with it and find out what it goes to. I think it's an extension to the chainsaw or something like that. It's like a little, I don't know what to call it. It's like a little connection piece. And I think it's supposed to go inside of the chainsaw, like right in here. Maybe that'll emphasize, you know, the length of the chainsaw a little bit more. And maybe they just stuck it on there and you can just add that later. And then you have the alternate head, which is right here, which looks actually pretty cool. And this is the one with like groovy or like let's get it type of head right here, which is pretty cool. And again, if you do not know, as I'm shooting this video, tonight on Stars, they're supposed to debut season 3 of Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I'm very happy that they decided to do, because I didn't think they were going to carry it this long, because a lot of people weren't catching on to it. Some people were, but then like the fan base grew and grew and grew, and those that began watching it, they were like, yo, this shit is fun, but it's gory and this, that, and the other. Blah, blah, blah. So, you know, check it out. That's the reason why I did this video. And yeah, I'm going to be doing more Ash vs. Evil Dead action figures and even more Neca Evil Dead action figures, because I have a bunch of them. I have a whole lot of Ashes. I have a whole bunch of Neca figures. Toy Fair was awesome. They debuted some nice toys, some nice action figures and collectibles at the Neca booth, along with other booths as well too. And now we're going to get to this guy, Eligos, or Eligos, or whatever you want to call him. And he looks absolutely amazing. He doesn't have that much mobility to him, because I checked him out a little bit when I took him outside the box and stuff like that. You can move his arms and stuff around, but the way this guy is designed, you have to be very careful with how you handle him. No, I'm not going to say he's going to like fall apart or anything like that, but the way they did these legs is real odd. The way they did the legs right here is very odd, because you can't really move them. It's just like, I don't know. You can just do like this little side pivot type thing. Maybe I can move. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's very weird how they did the legs. But as far as detail, this guy is absolutely amazing. Look at him. Look at him. And he looks scary as heck. Something about light colored monsters that just really like creep me out. Like I've always been a fan of Hellraiser when I was a kid, even well into my adulthood. And Hellraiser always creeped me out. Like these light colored, no face monsters, they scare me. They've always like creeped me out, but I love them. And the detail on them is absolutely amazing. I love the holes in them, the sores, the everything. And if you look, it looks like the blood, the way they did the paint actually looks as though like he's actually bleeding and he's just sustained these wounds and everything. He was amazing within season 2. I loved him. I think he was in season 1. Yeah, he was in season 1. Eligos, and look at the feet. The feet are like hands and everything like that. And you can make them like, you can't really pose the feet too much. You know, it's like I said, as you see the figure standing here, and no, he doesn't have any waist pivot or anything like that. He's just like almost like a staction figure, almost like, you know, because he's barely posable. But you can bend the knees and everything like that. And I think if you move these around and then like, you know, swivel a leg, and you can get like a little mobility going on in the crotch, like the crotch hinge right here. But no, there's no ab crunch, and there's no ab crunch on this guy either. Anything like that. But they're not bad figures. They're not bad figures. They're not bad figures at all. They're great representation. Is there ab crunch? Yeah, it's a small ab crunch. You just got to be careful. There's a small ab crunch with Ash right here. But these guys are great. These guys are absolutely great. I'm loving them. I'm absolutely loving them. I love the detail on them. I love the paint. Now, as far as the jeans on the pants, and I understand they're supposed to be like khakis or work pants or whatever the case may be, they actually could have like given them a little bit more detail within the pants, but it's still not a bad figure. I would not say not to pick these guys up. If you're an Evil Dead fan, definitely scoop them up. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to take some pictures of these guys, got some rotating images. Let me know what you guys think, okay?
cares behind. Come with us and find the pleasures of the journey to the center of the mind. Come along if you care. Come along if you dare. Take a ride to the land inside of your mind. Beyond the seas of thought, beyond the realm of what, across the streams of hopes and dreams where things are really not. Come along if you care. Come along if you dare. Take a ride to the land inside of your mind. But please realize you'll probably be surprised, for it's a land unknown to man where fantasy is back. So if you can, please understand, you might not come back. Come along if you can. Come along if you dare. Take a ride to the land inside and you'll see how happy life would be if all of mankind would take the time to.
As a whole, these guys are actually very, very good. Only thing is, now I found out with that piece, the little plastic piece that was right here on him, I found out where that went. Well, it was right here. It was a little plastic piece that I didn't know where it went. And I think, honestly, after I went through all the trouble that I had to go through to put that on Hero Ash right here, I really think they should have connected that from the beginning, or like initially it should have came connected in the pack. And I don't know if I put it on correctly because this is well, you know what? Let me break it down for you. You're going to have to be very careful with the chainsaw because the chainsaw is made very flimsy. When I went to put this section on right here, along with putting the chainsaw on, all of this broke. The handle broke. This broke, and it felt as though if I kept going, this was going to break. The chainsaw itself was going to break. So I had to crazy glue this back on. I had to crazy glue this piece, the handle, back on. So both the handles had to be crazy glue back on because while I was putting this on, it all just cracked. And it wasn't for me being like heavy-handed with it. It was just flimsy construction. And yeah, honestly, this time, although I like the figure, I think Neca could have done a better job in terms of the construction of the weapons or the materials they use for the weapons, because I had a very big, I mean, I was so disappointed because, I mean, like, it just literally started coming apart. And if you look right here, I glued it back right there and I glued it back right here. And yeah, and I didn't have that issue with the other Evil Dead action figures. Like the original Ash from Evil Dead 1 and 2 action figure review that I didn't have that issue. And again, I think the weapons could be a little bit bigger. Like his shotgun, his boomstick rather, should be a little bit bigger. But other than that, it's pretty good. And the mobility, again, in these guys are the typical standard Neca mobility that you get in most figures. I mean, nothing spectacular. You got a little bit of ab crunch right here and some waist twist too, waist twist as well. What's his name? Eligos or Aligos or however you want to pronounce it. Let me stand this guy up real good. Hold on. Come on. Don't be difficult. Eligos, I guess his name is the dream demon or the brain demon that they had to fight. His design is absolutely bizarre and I love it. It mimics the TV show very well. It's a great representation of the character that it's supposed to be portraying. I am very happy with it. And I mean, like, the detail on him is just spot on. It's spot on. Look, you can't go bad with that. This looks just like this creep. So yeah, I think you should pick these guys up. And of course, you know, what's his name? Value Mart Ash is actually cool too. That's your typical standard value, Ash figure. And it has a trigger hand. I'm trying to hold this guy still so he doesn't fall. Has a trigger hand and stuff like that, which I showed you before. You can put a shotgun in it from right here. You can put it in this hand. And this one comes with the wooden hand like it did in the series, the first season, and stuff like that. But he's pretty good. They did these figures pretty well. Besides the issue that I had with the chainsaw right here, again, I cannot stress you guys enough to be very careful when putting this connection piece onto the chainsaw right there, because this chainsaw will break. It's made of very, very flimsy construction. I'm sorry to say, Neca, you dropped the ball on this chainsaw right here. I don't know why you didn't just use the same chainsaw that you used on the other Evil Dead figures. But other than that, I mean, the figures are good. They have good interchangeable heads, nice little accessories. Elegos didn't come with any. Inside the box, it was just like, inside the box, it was just like an image of the woods that was the possessed woods that was in the Evil Dead series, which is like their kind of like, logo, or I guess like their trademark, the woods or whatever. But yeah, these figures are very well. These figures are done very well. I like them. I like this hand right here that they gave him, which is pretty good, which is his mechanical hand that I think he gets in. He gets it in season 1. If you've ever watched Ash versus Evil Dead. So yeah, as a whole, I say get these guys. If you're a big fan of the if you're a big fan of the TV series, pick them up. You won't be disappointed. It's just that at Hero Ash here, you're going to need to be a little bit careful because of his chainsaw. But Eligos, he has limited mobility. He has tons of articulation, but it's limited mobility with this character. And I guess it's due to the design or the way they, I don't know, the way they sculpted him, whatever. But I mean, even in the show, he wasn't really moving around that much. He wasn't like a real agile character. He did his thing, but he was just more like a creep, if anything else. So, I mean, be sure to tune in tonight. February 25th, because as I'm shooting this, the show comes on tonight on Stars. So if season 3 starts up tonight, so definitely check it out. You'll definitely enjoy it. If you're a fan of action comedy, and there's tons of gore, this is not for children who are like, this is not for children, or it's for adults with weak stomachs or very squeamish or whatever the case may be. This is a very brutal yet comedic show. It's for people who love dark humor. And anybody who watched the Evil Dead series knows that Evil Dead is full of dark humor. So with that being said, that brings this review to a close. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. I'm Dene Shigeki, or the Uncle Nerd. I'll be seeing you guys soon, and hail to the king, baby.